Greetings and salutations from Houston, Texas, NASA Studios. Peter J. Cruz at your service with the Shred Geek live show. So how's everyone doing? This was quite the build-up. Trying to find my chat window here. Kind of a loud keyboard. So let's see, we've got anyone in the audience, go ahead and tell us where you're from in the chat. That'd be great. Give you a quick shout out. In the meanwhile, just go over real quick what we've got scheduled for today. The big feature is going to be, of course, the play demo of the Bias FX2 by Positive Grid. I guess it's been out a short while. So I've got it set up. We'll do a little bit of play demo testing or whatever with it. And you can check it out. I played with it earlier today and I was like, damn, it's pretty slick. Sounds really, really good. So yeah, we'll get to enjoy that a little bit later on. As far as what we can expect with the live show, and by the way, this is going to be a work in progress. Features and parts of the show will probably be subject to change in future shows as I do some tweaking and finalizing or whatever. So stay tuned for that. You'll get to see the evolution or the revolution of the webcast as it goes forward. So you'll probably see some changes here and there. And I've got some other changes planned for my next one as well already. But in the meanwhile, rather than just delay another week or so, rather go ahead and get this thing off the road and, based on feedback and other user input, because I want this to be a very interactive live show. So the audience, whether they watch it on the live stream and they type it directly in the live chat, or if they catch it on the replay off my YouTube channel and then decide, well, this would be a good idea, and they could put something in the chat, then I'll go back and I'll take all that stuff into consideration and run and build with it from there. So just overview real quick of what the Shred Geek show will be about. Just a guitar player who just loves to jam and shred and gear whore and all that good stuff, and like to talk gear, like to talk guitars, music, all the typical guitar stuff and everything, music, bands or whatever. Probably throw in some miscellaneous stuff like a couple of reviews. I plan to do a feature piece of gear or kit or whatever every show. So it might be something I've done on a previous review on my YouTube channel, or possibly maybe something I haven't done yet, or even a vintage piece of gear that I have in my collection already that I might just bust out and just play with it for the show for everyone to check out. So so stay tuned for that. So for this week's show, we're going to do the Bias FX2 plugin. I've got it loaded up in Studio One, and I'll be plugging in my guitar through a Universal Audio Apollo Twin Mach 2, the Thunderbolt, my Windows system, and do all the stuff from there. So, but I mean, I've got unboxings. I just did an unboxing for the Paul Reed Smith MT15. So next week, that's a very good candidate for the featured product. Haven't done the demo yet. Maybe soon, but I don't know if I'll get to it this week. I still have demos I want to finish up on those Kiesel guitars. I've got those all shot. I just got to do the playthrough portion of it. So we'll see how that goes. So, but I mean, I got that. I also picked up a Headrush gig board recently as well, and that's a very nice piece of kit as well. And I did an unboxing. Haven't uploaded the video yet, so that'll be coming up soon as well. And I'll do a review on that one as well. Just real quick thoughts on that. Initially, is I thought the presets really sucked, more so than most other stuff I've demoed and tried. like modelers and stuff, effects, programs or whatever. So, but I'm sure with a bit of tweaking, it'll be just a righteous piece of kit. So, that stay tuned for the review on that one. So, like I said, I got the unboxing. I hopefully get that uploaded here before too long. And current schedule that I'm planning right now, straight up, is every Monday I'm uploading a new video to my YouTube channel, and every other Wednesday I'm uploading, or I'm not uploading, I'm doing a live stream here, the Shred Geek Show. We'll see how it goes. If things really pick up well and get good feedback from the masses that be, then I'll I might be able to bump it up to maybe even every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. And I might tweak the time some or whatever. I put 10 p.m. only because I didn't want it to get too late. But I can't do much earlier on a Wednesday because I've got my daughter on Wednesdays, and I pick her up from dance school at like 8:30. So that kind of leaves me a short while between picking her up and getting her, getting some food into her tummy, and then, getting home, or even if I cooked it at home, get myself up into the studio and turn the lights on and all that good stuff. So hopefully the lighting is good. I had wanted to play around with. Hey, Master Exploder, nice to welcome to the webcast. I got it for iOS. What did you pick up for iOS that was all right but not amazing? So where was I? Anyway, so trying to get. I didn't want it to be too late on Wednesday, so I might have to move it to another night. But I really don't want to move it to to where I'm gonna really step on anyone's toes. Like with Tone King does his webcasts and so forth, and Rob Baker and Steve from Boston Guitars. And some of the other guys will do webcasts and so forth, and they tend to do them on like Fridays and the weekends and stuff. And I'm trying to keep it off their territory, so to speak, because I like to watch their shows as well. So can't watch and broadcast my own at the same time. So, and if you hear some creaking, that's the stool I'm sitting on, not necessarily gas or anything. So I'm pretty good with that. So, and incidentally, I don't know if I need to put a disclaimer on the front end of the webcast or not, but there may potentially be some profanities on the webcast. I'm not guaranteeing yes or no either way, but it's just a possibility. So. And it is what it is. So. We got the girls to sit there and cheer us on, so kind of guess that's a little bit of an overview of the Shred Geek Show. And like I said, there'll be some, I'll expand on some ideas and some features and whatnot. I'll add some extra stuff. Maybe I'll ditch some of the other stuff or whatever. But the general format's going to be roughly the same. So like it might change slightly week to week until I kind of get a setup that I'm completely happy with and pleased with. So I'm in this for the long haul. I mean, I got the gear, the lights, I got the lighting in the back, got the little sign in the back as well. Need to find another spot for it. Maybe I'll hang it on the wall or something, but I don't want to leave it permanently up there only because it's a solid plastic which could reflect sound, and then it will kind of mess with all the foam I've got up on the walls too. Might get some extra echoes or wave reflections going on in the room, which might not be the best thing. So anyway, so we've got Master Exploder in the chat. So welcome, Master Exploder. Don't know who else I've got in the chat. They're being very quiet, but that's okay, not a problem. So one of the first sections I wanted to bring up on the live webcast is a section, and I haven't decided what I'm going to call it yet, but we'll run with it, and I can always name it something later, and I'll actually put in some like production value stuff up on the screen to show it off or whatever. So let's see. Basically, just where I get to review comments, feedback from past shows and whatnot. Or if you have any open questions or even suggestions for future webcasts, maybe you would prefer to, you really want to see a review on that guitar right over there. So you can say, hey, that guitar hanging on your wall, why don't you do a feature on a future webcast on that particular guitar or whatever. So I'll get requests and I'll go through everything. So I'll notate everything and. Hopefully I'll be able to notate it in such a way that I'll be able to say, okay, well, I'm going to do this guitar, feature this week, thanks to so and so who suggested it in the chat, at last webcast or 2 webcasts ago or whatever. So, but if you have questions as well, maybe you have a question about something recording or something gear related or guitar related or whatever, feel free to leave a comment down in the chat, or if you're watching it on the replay, just leave it in the comment section and I go through it. I mean, everything comes to my phone, so I'll be able to just even if I'm out and about or picking up my daughter or whatever, then I'll be able to sit there and I can usually reply to comments pretty quick, or in the case of a suggestion, I can notate it in in my Google Keep or whatever, and be able to go to, run with it with that. So anyway, so then we'll have comments, and if anyone's got anything in the comments to make any questions on in the comments, then feel free. I'll go ahead and I'll be able to answer anything that you have in the comments right now. So but I'm not seeing anything. I popped the chat window outside, I'll be able to read it and have OBS open at the same time. So I'll give it a couple more minutes and we'll see if there's any other questions. Weather's finally warming up, which is a good thing, and baseball season's getting ready to start, so that's always great. I'm real excited. Should be another good baseball season. For those of you that are into baseball, if you hadn't already been able to tell, I'm a Astros fan. Oddly enough, I actually grew up near Boston, and I was a Red Sox fan growing up, and then after moving to Houston 24 years ago, been down here ever since, and I guess the last few years just became an Astros fan. I guess you could say it's bandwagon stuff or whatever, and in a way that's sort of true. I mean, as I kind of diverge slightly off the whole guitar topic, I mean, I was a big baseball fan growing up, but after getting married in the mid '90s or whatever, my spouse, my wife at the time, was not a big sports fan, so sports just kind of wasn't a thing, football, baseball, or anything. So I kind of didn't really pay much attention to sports for a good portion of the rest of my life. And incidentally, the same thing happened with guitars, unfortunately, as we'll get into some other time. But in any case, so I guess after the World Series run that they had a few years ago, she actually jumped on the bandwagon. She was like, yeah. So we got into it, got season tickets, the whole thing, and so I've reawakened my love for baseball, so to speak. And now that I've downsized, I have nothing holding me back. So I'm ready for another season. So this is real exciting. Any case, so I don't see any other questions or comments or whatever. But again, if you're watching this on the replay, or even as you come in, if you come in later on the live broadcast, feel free, comment down below, or if you have a question or whatever, shoot it on down there, and I'll read it and I'll reply to it here on the video, at least while we're live. If it's after we've gone off the air, then I'll reply to it in the comments or whatever. So then I wanted to talk about a recap, and I'll do this as a bi-weekly, when I do the live show, where I'll go over the basically what I've been up to, in studio and whatnot. I guess just for FYI, just so you guys know what I've been up to, and I guess in a way to kind of keep me accountable. If I'm saying I'm going to be working on something, then make sure I'm going to be working on something. I'm not going to get sidetracked with other bullshit or whatever. So my recap this past week, I've been working on demos. So working on, actually primary, I was working on getting this show ready. So as you can see, I got this guy over here. So I had that work being done, and I worked on all the other production value here that you see around with the scrolling the scrolling ticker bar there, and a bunch of other stuff that I've done for the webcast. And there's a whole lot more that you're not seeing. It's all behind the scenes, but a lot of stuff I've invested a lot of time and effort in to try to make the Shred Geek show pretty much a premier webcast. I got the lighting. Yeah, I've worked on some decorative elements behind to assist with the the ambient effect of the webcast and everything. So hopefully it brings value, or at least enjoyment of one sort or another. So that was one of the main things I've been working on this week. And tomorrow, after I'll have this show done, I'll be beginning some plans for my next webcast, which will be in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from tonight, so the 27th. I have no idea. So 2 weeks from tonight. So whatever, it's sometime in April, whatever that date comes out to be. 5th, 6th, 7th, I don't know. No, longer than that. Anyway, so yeah, forget it. I'm not even trying to do it in my head. Forget it. So then, but I've got some housework to do tomorrow, because you got to clean the house, because otherwise it's a filth pit and you don't want to do that. So I'll go ahead and do some housework tomorrow, probably tomorrow morning. Probably start my taxes, because I have to do my taxes as well. Got to pay Uncle Sam. Hopefully get some money back, which would mean more gear, right? And then we could have we talk about my next webcast about how much money I'm getting back and how much gear I'm going to buy, right? That's what we need to do. So I'm going to write that down. Tax, money, refund, what are you buying, right? So let's see. And then start working on trying to finish up a song demo I'm working on that initially started for my Jiva demo guitar. That is I'm probably going to repurpose it now for probably the Jason Becker model. And then for the Kiesel 7-string, I'm thinking I'm probably going to have to do another song, something that's a bit more chuggy, a little bit more heavy. And I'll have to work on that demo next. So, and then start planning, because I've actually decided that I'm going to redo. For some of you that have been on my channel for some time know, a few years ago I was working on a CD called the Atlantis Suite, and I was actually doing a web series, which if you look on my YouTube channel, look through the videos and stuff, you'll actually see the series is in there. I think I got a few videos in or whatever. And unfortunately, like the whole Tone King project that I was working on, making music with TTK and so forth, it also fell by the wayside, with the everything that was going on at my house with the that. So hopefully I can get that. I'm gonna restructure and plan the whole CD, the whole album, and because I don't have any of the files anymore. I don't know what happened to them. I guess everything got shuffled or lost during the move. So I'm gonna go ahead and redo the whole album. I'm gonna start it from scratch, and the song Anger of the Gods will be redone completely, because even though I really like the way the song came out, I hate the drums. The drums came out, they bother me. And again, it was kind of a rush job at the end, because I just laid down a beat for the song just to track all the guitars and the bass and everything, and then at the end it became such an issue time-wise that I was like, you know what, F it. I'm just gonna release it. I'm not gonna. And I mean, the drums I'm not happy with at all. They sound very disco-ish, for lack of a better term. It wasn't mixed right. It wasn't programmed right. I mean, it was just terrible. It was just god awful. So I'm gonna redo the whole song. I actually have an electronic drum set that I picked up. So I don't know if I'll play the drums or maybe I'll play parts of it and then kind of work it from there. But I plan to do the whole album completely from scratch, from the ground up, and with what I've learned on that project and other projects as well, and then with the move and the gear I have now. I'm excited that it's going to be a one kick-ass album. So I'm real excited. And now that's Atlanta Suite. I don't know if I'm going to keep the name or if I'll change it to something else. We'll see. And Anger of the Gods will be there'll be a new name to the song. I might put Anger of the Gods in parentheses, and I might call the song something else. Just because I can't use the same name because it's already available now on iTunes and Amazon and all up everywhere. Spotify, it's everywhere right now. So in fact, I think it's playing in the background. If you listen to it, it's playing in the background of this webcast as we speak. So anyway, so that's what I've got, what I've been up to, and what I've got kind of planned for the next foreseeable future. And then if you've got suggestions or whatever for the future webcast, for my next webcast, leave them in the comments, please. And that'll be helpful for me to kind of gauge where the interest is, where people want to see, and that sort of thing. So, very cool. I'm periodically, and this is one of those sections that might go, yeah, we'll see, ditch it or whatever. And I haven't decided what I was going to call it, but let's just say lifestyle. So, we're guitarists, we're musicians, we're shredders, whatever you want to call it, right? Life isn't everything isn't all about the guitar. I mean, we have to live, breathe, eat, crap. I mean, survive, right? So we have jobs, we have this, that, and the other thing. So the lifestyle section is going to be where I get into a little more off the beaten musical path stuff, like the real life stuff, And one thing in particular that I'm fairly passionate about in the outside of the musical realm is exercise and fitness and that sort of thing, health and living healthy and having fitness, lifestyle, or whatever. Now, I'm not one of those guys that sit there and take shirtless selfies in the mirror and sit there and lift weights and go, no, I'm here to pump you up and all that bullshit. No, I mean, I work out like 6 days a week, but I do it from home. I don't go to the gym or nothing. It's all like a lot of cardio stuff. I do some weights, and it's kind of a mix. And I think I just mainly choose to keep myself healthy because, I've got a family history of, high blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, the whole thing. And I'm not 19 anymore, So, I mean, if I'm not proactive in taking care of myself as I get older, I mean, it's just going to hit the fan, and before I know it, I'm going to be on 15 different, medications and everything else. So, I mean, I work in healthcare, so I see this stuff all the time. I mean, I see people, I see guys half my age who are taking like 12 prescriptions, and it's just like, are you kidding me? No. So it's all about, just watch what you eat, to get some exercise or whatever. I mean, you don't have to go nutso, because then, there's not enough hours in a day to sit there and work out 6 hours in the gym and then go home and shred for 6 hours, and then you have a job and then you want to sleep and you want to eat, and maybe you got a girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, and you want to spend some quality time with them, So it's all about balance, I guess, So, but it's important too to try to live a healthy life, because if you want to sit there and shred all the time, well, it's no good if you're gonna kick the bucket when you're 25 years old. Sorry, just a little itchy. I need to find some new headphones for the webcast. I guess maybe those ear pods and I don't know. So we'll see. So again, something else just to notate that I might change going forward. So anyway, but for lifestyle, for those that are remotely interested. I'm on the second go-round of a workout program called Transform 20, which is a 20-minute workout, 6 days a week. by super trainer Sean T. If you've ever heard of Insanity and that sort of thing, he's the guy behind all that stuff. And so anyway, he's got a new workout. I think it actually comes out next month, for general purchase or whatever. I went ahead and got the pre-order on it, so I got the early access to it. I'm already on my second go round. I think it's like a 6-week program. So I'm on the fifth. I just started the 5th week of the second 6 weeks. And incidentally, I went ahead and measured all my weight and my measurements and all that other stuff. Going into that first round, from the beginning of the program to the end of the program in 6 weeks, I ended up gaining 2 pounds, which is not what they probably want to hear. But when I measured myself, I lost like 9 inches total over my whole body. So, and they always and the truth is, muscle weighs more than fat. So even though I gained 2 pounds, it's probably 2 pounds of muscle that I gained, and I feel really good. I mean, my cardio rating or whatever is like, excellent for somebody my age, or like for people in my age group. My heart's in excellent condition. So, that makes me feel good. I don't have to worry about a bad ticker or whatever. So, yeah. So, anyway, if you guys have health questions you want to leave in the comments, or you want to shoot me a message privately, that's fine too. Just hit the link over there on my YouTube about page or whatever. So, anyway, moving on. Also, I think we'll touch on periodically now and again on the webcast will be like reviews, but not necessarily like gear reviews, because I do that on the YouTube channel, and we'll do that when we do the play demos and stuff. But other stuff like maybe movies not even like something super in depth, just what I thought, yes or no, blah blah blah, next, that sort of thing. And just real quick, I guess there's a lot of hoopla right now about the current Netflix release of the movie, the program The Dirt, which is, I guess, the Motley Crue documentary or movie of their life or whatever. And I don't know for the life of me if they had a book. I know Nikki Sixx actually had written a book called The Heroin Diaries or something to that effect. I never bought it, but I know he chronicled his life essentially during that dark time and whatever years it was where he was heavy into the heroin and that sort of thing. And so I watched the movie last night, actually, the Dirt. I don't think I finished it. I think I'm probably about 3/4 of the way through it. I still have the end of it. In fact, I think I left off right where Nikki Sixx died in the ambulance or whatever. They brought him back to life. And that's pretty much where I stopped it, because I was trying to get ready for the webcast, right? So I thought it was really, really insightful. You always hear about all that talk about the rock and roll lifestyle and the groupies and the booze and the drugs and sex, drugs, and rock and roll, right? So, you think it, but then when you see it, like the way they portrayed it on the movie, it was just like, holy shit, damn, wow, and that's just crazy. So like, mind blown. Okay, right? Yeah, just mind blown. So, I can't imagine functioning like that. That's just, I guess to each his own, but that's just like, wow, Anyway, so I saw that and thought it was really, really cool. And that's something I'd want my kids watching, obviously, because it's rather graphic. The language, yeah, okay, yeah, you can't get away from the language today anyway, but the other stuff, the other graphic depictions of stuff, I was just like, okay, yeah, wow, all right, yeah, way to go, right. Give her one for me too, right? Anyway, so that was cool. So it was definitely kind of really interesting. And yeah, it's funny because when I was back in those days, I was a big Crue fan. I never saw them live. I didn't get out to many concerts back in those days. I was a big fan. Shout out to the Devil. I had Too Fast for Love. Too Fast for Love? Is that the Yeah, that was the first album, right? Too Fast for Love. And then, Theater of Pain. And then I think after whatever the next album was after Theater of Pain, I kind of fell out of the whole Crew thing. I didn't care for them as much anymore. And I stopped following them or whatever for the most part. But Theater of Pain I actually liked. It was a little bit more, it was softer though. I mean, I think it's the kind of bothered me. Smoke in the Boys Room was okay. Kind of like, eh. Well, that song, Louder Than Hell, I think was pretty badass. And the other songs were okay too. I mean, City Boy Blues is like, eh. And it's funny, like on the Dirt movie, they were talking when they were in their studio for Theater of Pain. One of them was making the commentary, going like, "Yeah, this album just sucks. It's just freaking terrible. There's like 2 good songs on it. The rest of the album sucks." Okay, whatever. So, anyway, so the other thing I kind of wanted to mention as a review or whatever here, was whatchamacallit. So after I did the unboxing and I picked up the Paul Reed Smith, the MT15, the Tremonti signature amp. All the videos I watched on it, in particular the demo and announcement videos from Paul Reed Smith with Mark Tremonti in there as well. He played some of the songs and whatnot, or from Alter Bridge and so on, and he also made a mention that the whole Alter Bridge record, I guess the last one, The Last Hero, was like 80% done with the prototype of the MT15. And I'm just like, man, that is a kick-ass sounding album. I mean, it is such a dense sound. It's just amazing. And I've been like rocking out to The Last Hero the last few days and stuff. And I'm just like, I love the singer's voice. He's got a really, really cool voice. And the guitars and the arrangements and the harmonies and the some of the chorus parts or whatever, like Show Me a Leader and stuff like that, are just badass, just totally. So anyway, good stuff. So if you're want to hear some really thick, cool melodic, chunky, heavy metal stuff, I guess check out Alter Bridge. The Last Hero was a badass album. Definitely give my 2 thumbs up, right? So excuse me. Anyway, let's see. Well, looks like it's time when we bust out the demo, right? You guys ready for the demo? Let me go ahead and fire up the demo here. Hold on. So right now this is just the, I'm guessing you could probably see it. Not sure if you can see the plug-in or not. Let me go ahead and close the window and then open it back up. All right, so, man, I'm not sure if it was working earlier, so I'm not sure what the deal is on this. I don't know why the plugin isn't showing up on the window. Are you guys able to see the plugin? You know what, let me try one other thing. Hold on. So I just pulled up the Bias FX2 plugin here. I'm not sure why it's not popping up. It was funny because I actually tested it earlier and it was popping up in the OBS just fine. So I'm actually running a, this is the first preset that comes in. It's called American Dream. It's running a 69 Fender model. Like in a stereo setup. One's got a boost pedal on it. But you guys don't want to hear that, right? You want to hear the heavy stuff. So let's see here. Yeah, I like the way they have the presets all set up by genre. So like I was in the pop category. You have blues. Let's check out blues real quick. I got blues. Yeah. That's fine, whatever. I'm not sure what I did here. There we go. Cashmere one. Room 808. Great Playboy 1965. Let's see this one. Very nice. Very clean. So let's go to the rock category. Oh, demo version. I got a little flash up over here. Back to the 80s. That's what this one's called. Looks like it's running a Plexi. Bear with me here. I don't know. Strange. Now let's go to middle. Death Circle. Howl at the Moon. I can't play Bark at the Moon. I will say this is a juicy ass sound. Let me go and turn on the reverb and the delay. Let me check one thing here. Bear with me, guys. I guess we can leave it, that's fine. Now I was going to change my camera angle. I love this sound is just beast. Let me turn off the delay, turn off the reverb. Went back to the dry sound. Very cool. Yeah, demo version. Yes, okay. Master of Puppets. I haven't heard that song in forever. I used to play this a long time ago. I don't even think I remember it. I don't think that was the sound for it. They probably have a preset for that one. Metal. Blackened Winter. That sounds pretty juicy. And all these other presets are all locked because it's a demo version. Lost in Space. Infernal Cowboys. Citrus. Let me see what Citrus does. Obviously, it's an orange amp. I'm gonna say this right off the bat. So far, most of the models have all been different models. Like the Bark at the Moon one looked like it was a something 5 version 2 or something. It aesthetically it looked like an angle, but by the name I would guess it was probably a Mesa, like a Mach 5. Let me look at it again. Yeah, it actually says Mark 5 CH3, so channel 3. So that would to me sound like a Mesa. So so that's a Mesa. And then I went to back to metal here. Then Master of Puppies, which is Master of Puppets, I'm sure. And they're using a tread plate, so they're using a rectifier, which they didn't have, of course, in when they recorded Master of Puppets, which was what, 86? But it doesn't sound any different than the Mesa Mach 5. Now they both have a tube screamer loaded on the front end of it on the plug-in, so maybe that. But tube screamers don't sound all this like. I mean, they all sound the same, but they don't give the amp. They don't make all the amps sound the same. Each amp still has its own character, just tightened up and whatever. You know, that's what you use the tube screamer for. And then if I go to that other one, was a Citrus? Yeah, I'm going to go back to Citrus. And it's a little bit more scoop, but I mean, otherwise it doesn't sound that much different. So that's what I've gotten so far from those. Let's see what else I got in here. Let's go to 7 Stars. Wild Bullseye. None of those really ring any bells. Let me go to the Insane Jump to Hell. Okay, Breaking Heart, Chopper, Battleship, Empire Warriors. I'll try that. I don't know. So Empire Warriors looks like it's a Switch Axe lead. I have no idea. That didn't do anything for me. Orange Crush. So this one's got the same amp. It's the Switch Axe lead, but it's got a tube screamer in front of it. Yeah, I like the other ones better. Then you have alternative, bass, and then acoustic. Go back to metal. Howl at the Moon was where it was at for me. Let's see, let's turn delay on and so it's funny. I'm playing a Howl at the Moon, which is apparently, I would imagine, modeled after the tones off of Bark at the Moon by Ozzy with Jakey Lee on guitar back in, was that 83? And they're using a Mach 5, the third channel in the Mach 5 with a tube screamer in front of it to, I guess, replicate the tone. But didn't the Mach 5 come out like 90 something, 98? No, probably after 2000, huh? Because that was a Mach 4 in the 90s, I think. Yeah, because the 2C Plus was like a big 80s, 90s amp. Then from there, then they went to the Mach 4. Did they even have a Mach 3? Did they even have a Mach 3? Mesa fans, please, would you be so kind to comment down below and let me know if Mesa ever made a Mach 3? I know they had a Mach 2. They had the Mach 1, the Mach 2, then the Mach 2C Plus. Or was it a Mach 2C? No, Mach 2C Plus, which is the same as what, the John Petrucci signature amp now is a Mach 2C Plus, like modernized. Then, did they ever make a Mach 3? Then I know they had the Mach 4 and the Mach 5. The Mach 5 is the current, outside of the John Petrucci signature model. It's the top line. All right. Well, I have to apologize. I am not sure why the dang plugin is not showing up in the window. My apologies, people. I tested it earlier and it came up fine, and now it's not. I even tried loading the plugin back in or whatever, so I don't know. So let me close this window down, and I'm going to try something else. Now, this might not work, so Okay, well, I guess we'll try that. Excuse the noise. Broke something. Help. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Oh, it's going through there. Now we need to do input mono 2. Well, I'm very sorry, guys. It didn't. I don't know why the drone thing wouldn't work. I'm loading up Studio One more time to see if I can't get it to. That would be a no. Really strange. So anyway, let me wrap that up on that end there. So I'm back to the face cam. What's up, guys? I put this down. So I guess we're closing in on an hour. So let me go ahead and wrap this up and see if there's any other questions on the live chat. No. So, okay. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up and close out the show for the first week. And go ahead and comment down below if you have any suggestions or requests for, for the next show as far as gear or topics or whatever. Maybe you want to cover something in particular. I'll go ahead and do a little section on it or whatever. So, but right now I've got videos lined up for the Jason Becker review and playtest. Same for the Kiesel 7-string. I've got an unboxing pending on the Head Rush. I just released the unboxing on the MT15, so I'll have a demo on the MT15 before too long as well. So I got like 3 demos coming out and 1 more unboxing, and then a demo on the head rush when I finish after the unboxing video on that one. Initially, and I've got some other videos of probably blog type stuff I might do here and there. So anyway, that's what I got going on. So if you have any other suggestions or whatever, and plus I got plethora of other gear that I want to probably pull out, old guitars. I actually was initially going to do a feature this week instead of the Bias FX2. I was actually thinking of doing the Tone Lab, the Vox Tone Lab, which I have one of the original ones, the desktop model, not the floorboard one, but the desktop. And that's a badass little unit. So I was going to do a feature on that, but I decided, Bias FX2 is probably, one of the hot things right now. So let me go ahead and do that and kind of see what all the fuss is about and everything else. So I thought I'd go ahead and, check that out. So I'll save the Tone Lab for, a future video. Not a problem. So anyway, guys, that's what we got going on. So make sure you hit subscribe and follow me on my own social medias and everything else. And make sure when you hit subscribe, wrong one, here we go. I'll get it down one of these days. So when you hit subscribe, make sure you hit the little bell icon to be notified of any future videos and webcasts and stuff like that. They're real excited to see me every time. Gotta love them, little groupies, right? So anyway, that's all I got for today, guys. I appreciate you guys coming down, hanging out, and watching the live webcast, whether you watch it live or whether you watch it on the replay on my YouTube channel. So be sure you hit subscribe and like and whatever. And these are all the different things on social media you can follow me at on Instagram or on Twitter or on Facebook. On Facebook is really easy because it's just at Shred Geek or whatever. So really cool. So anyway, thanks a bunch, guys, for hanging out. Appreciate you coming by. And we'll see you in 2 weeks for the next Shred Geek show. Rock on, guys. We'll catch you later.